Hello everyone, welcome back to another video of mine. So I've been having a lot of issues with the internet. Of course, I always have issues with the internet, and by the internet I mean like connection being slow and stuff. So I'm gonna have to resort to making crappy videos with this crappy camera on this crappy Chromebook uh, because it has better internet because of Wi-Fi hotspot right there, right there. Um, today I wanted to talk about art and why I think it has just completely fallen from grace. Art hundreds, maybe even thousands of years ago was amazing. You look at art like sculptures from just not even 100 years ago, and like the attention to detail that goes into them and the care and all of that, you can tell that the artist really did care about the um, the the art piece when making it. Um, they didn't cut corners. Well, technically they did cut corners, but even if they did cut corners, it was probably for a reason, right? Um, and some turned out amazing. You look at the Madonna and Child, for example, amazing sculpture. I mean, there's some sculptures that just are pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible, right? Like making things look translucent or soft when actually they're made of freaking stone. I know I said that word unironically. Anyway, but it's amazing how much detail can be put into some of these artworks. And for like paintings, um, there are some that are just so realistic looking, but they were made with a paintbrush. Uh, and it's amazing how just surreal it is. Looking at it, you think, wow, is this an actual person? It turns out that it isn't. Or, the scene that was painted wasn't real, or if it was real, it looks so real, you ask, how did they paint it so quickly? Or this one scene so quickly because everything's happening so quickly. Um, and those pieces of art are gorgeous. I think they're gorgeous, and even like portraits of people, just regular old portraits, look stunning from hundreds of years ago because people cared about art, and they didn't use excuses. If the artwork wasn't good, it just wasn't good. And nowadays that has changed. I think where art isn't is there's not much care in it, or not as much care. You look at some artworks from today, the most artworks from today, they are just the, when I said people a couple hundred years ago didn't cut corners, a lot of people are cutting corners now, and a lot of it is like modern art. I hate modern art because it is so boring. It's all about the meaning, they say. Well, meaning of what? Oh yeah, there's this like golden circle. Yeah, that means something. Sure, okay. And but isn't the purpose of art to look at it and be amazed, like, wow, that's an amazing thing that you made. I'm impressed. You have to be impressed by art, but a circle isn't going to impress me. A painting of a battle scene is going to impress me, or of a massive uh, detailed building is going to impress me. Not like a cartoonish cat sitting on a rock, right? It's just not impressive. And art was also uh, probably no for definitely was just supposed to show culture and preserve history. And I feel like because of the internet and just taking pictures, art is kind of a secondary thing when it comes to documenting history. Because a long time ago, that's all they had. You drew or you painted or you sculpted. That's how you that's how you recorded like scenes or people or stuff like that, places. And nowadays, you could just take a picture, and then it's there forever, right? You can print it out, you can put it on the internet. But once the internet's shut down, that's that's gonna be a lot of lost history. Um, but yeah, it's so easy now. So art is just kind of it took a back seat to preserving history, and that does suck. But that also means that a lot of people are doing other things with art, and some of it is really cool. Like you look at some games that are very simplistic, but they're very pretty and all that, and that's cool. But another thing with that is oversaturation. When something is cool at first, but then you do it so much, or that other people do it so much, that it's just not cool anymore. And then people still try pushing it and pushing it. It's just like stop, stop. It's not cool anymore. It's not a new trend or anything, and you're not like pushing the boundaries of art anymore because we've moved past that. Um, and that's a big deal too. It's just repetitive art. You go on like websites and stuff like Reddit or Pinterest, and you just see the same crap over and over and over. Impressive stuff, but still, it's the same stuff. Um, and the I think the last thing I want to talk about is when someone says they have an art style when it isn't really an art style. It's just an excuse for being lazy. Um, so I knew someone who drew a bunch of Pokemon, which is cool. I like Pokemon, and um, first of all, there's nothing wrong with redrawing things that already exist, right? Redrawing or redoing art in your own style or anything is fine. But this person just straight up redrew it, colored it in like halfway, like a child would, and called it an art style. That's not an art style, buddy. Like, an art style would be like if you made the whole thing one color, or um, you gave it some kind of twist, or like, let's say you didn't color the edges in, or you mixed colors, or something like that, right? Or you made it look rough, like a South Park kind of thing where it looks like paper. But that's not what they did. They just colored it in, but not all the way, to make it look like a child's drawing, like what you asked for in preschool. Like the teacher printed out a picture and you colored it in, kind of thing, and they called that an art style. And that's just the thing I really don't like, is when people do that. It's if you're going to call something an art style, put effort into it, put thought into it, and if you're going to go with the modern thing of having a meaning, then actually have a meaning in why you didn't color it all the way, or why your art style is the way that it is. Not just, oh yeah, it's modern art, it's my art style, I just don't do things and call it a new thing. No, it's it's just pure laziness. Um, I did say that was the last thing, but I do have one more thing on my mind, and that is like this fan fiction kind of art. And there's just this certain type of people, I don't know, that go way too far into some things. And I do want to talk about like furries and anime artists and all that in a different video. But in general, I don't like those people because they make everything weird and awkward. Like you see, a big problem for Markiplier and Jacksepticeye was Septiplier. There were so many people who just made art that was good, but it was really grotesque and almost disgusting. And I don't want to say, like people who like these two YouTubers together are bad people, or that they should be ashamed, or like or anything with homosexuality is just out the window. The thing is, they just take it too far. When when Jack and Mark clearly said they weren't really okay with that kind of stuff because they didn't really feel like that towards each other. They were just friends, and um, and they, what was I talking about? I don't know. I just paused the video. Anyway, they weren't comfortable with it. People kept doing it. It became a problem. That's the point. And people just don't understand where the line is. I'm sure that people did the same thing with Unis Honest. I talk about that channel a lot, but I haven't seen any because I don't really look for that kind of stuff. But there's some weird things out there. But anyway, that was my rant of art, or about art. If you want to dispute in the comments, or, well, dispute, if you want to have like a civil debate or discussion about stuff in the comments, if you're an artist and you didn't like this video, please tell me why and what you think I said was wrong or what I said is wrong. And I would like to hear from you guys because you guys know more than I do about art. Artists, obviously. So yeah, see you guys in the comments. Sorry if this hurt your feelings, but I honestly don't care. um, but yeah, see you guys tomorrow then. Peace.